Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fund Hub Radio. Today, I am joined by Andrea Wheeler and Kelly Burbage, two of our personal event coaches here at Get Moving Fundraising. Hey, guys, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. I'm so glad you guys are here because today we are here to talk about something super awesome that all of our viewers and listeners are going to be really excited to hear about. Today, we are going to be talking about the fundraising cheat code, how to save time, money, and stress as an event organizer. I think this topic is going to be super helpful for a lot of parent group members. And they're really going to be excited to hear about the different ways that Get Moving, Fund Hub, and our coaches are going to be able to help with everybody's fundraising events. So first, we're going to start off by diving into some Fund Hub standout features that our donation platform Fund Hub has. So I'm going to be asking each of our personal event coaches some of their favorite things about Fund Hub. So first, Andrea, let's start off with you. What is your favorite Fund Hub feature and why?
I always tell all of my schools, especially on an online tour, my favorite feature that I think we have are our report system, because you can get real-time information. Really anything you need is there in all of our different reports. You can export them to Excel, save that information, and keep track of everything right there.
Yes, that is something that I have highlighted in definitely a couple of, I think probably several of our previous episodes is, you know, someone hosting one of these fundraisers on their own may get really overwhelmed by Excel. You know, there's so many different report systems out there where if you are working with Fund Hub, you can click one button and you've got that report saved to your computer. So really good one to highlight there, Andrea. Kelly, how about you? What is your favorite feature in Fund Hub?
My favorite feature is definitely the incentive tracker. It compiles all of your incentives by class. It makes distribution super easy, and it will save a ton of time. So it's definitely one of my favorite features that we offer.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. It's not quite a report, but it's like a queue where you can really like track those prizes when you can hand them out. If you like to hand them out every day, we have a tracker for that. If you like to hand them all out at the end of the fundraiser, we have a tracker for that. That is a really, really good one too. Definitely reporting and those trackers are two of our really awesome features on Fund Hub that, you know, you'll have to take a tour to find out how they work. So let's move on here to what impact do tools like these have on donations? So Andrea, let's start off with you. How do you think that reports really help chair people and get these donation goals hit?
I think one great thing with the reports is they can share that information on a daily basis. It's real-time donation tracking for them, so they can share with their parents. They can also have their teachers logging in to their class pages and seeing the real-time reporting. If they need to share it on social media, they have it right at their fingertips just to, you know, even just take a snapshot of what's going on of one of the reports, and then they know exactly what's going on at any time.
Yes, that is a super great tool to highlight, because if you donate $10 to your student, let's say this minute, you're going to see the meter rise. You're going to see the reports all go up $10.
Absolutely.
So that's, real-time reporting and showing like the minute that the donation's done, how much you guys are raising. That's a really, really good one. Kelly, what do you think about the incentive tracker and helping with donations?
The incentive tracker doesn't necessarily help drive in donations, but it does help the chair people as those donations come in. They don't dread sorting out the prizes. So when you're collecting hundreds and thousands of dollars, sorting out prizes between classes and students can sometimes be very time consuming, but that incentive tracker is going to make it super easy. Anybody can do it. I tell schools all the time that, you know, if you have a person that's coming in for the first time, it could be a volunteer that's there for one day. The incentive tracker is very easy to read. It's going to make it easy for them to distribute.
Absolutely. And I will say that, of course, the tracker is not bringing in donations, but we got to get these kids excited. So those incentives are necessary. So,
100%.
you know, making sure that you have an easy way to track them and hand them out is a time saver, and overall just really going to help our PTA and PTO and parent group members. So really great points there. So now let's move on to, how do these tools make communications easy for event organizers? And even if you guys, like, I know we've kind of been talking about reports and incentive trackers, but if you guys think there's any other features in FundHub that also help with communications, making it easier for organizers. Andrea, what do you think about making communication easier for these parent group members?
Well, one of the items that I tell my chair people about is our event toolbox. And what we have in there, well, we have a ton of information in there for them to utilize, but one of the specific areas is a drawer that's called Event Promoter. And so then they're able to go in there, pull ideas for sample announcements, sample scripts, whatever they can find, so that they can use that on social media. And then they can pull a report, add their information in there, and then they're ready to go. And that's going to drive more donations, just because people will be able to see, oh yeah, that event's going on. We need, they're only at 50%. We need to donate, or we need to share our page again.
Yes.
So that's really helpful.
Those are really, really helpful too for like those last few days, like when you're maybe you didn't quite hit goal yet, but you're literally like a 1,000 or a couple hundred away, being able to promote the event those last couple of days to really hit your goal or even exceed your goal. Those are really, really helpful for that. Kelly, how about you as far as communication goes?
I would say the automated emails that we just recently added. We offer 3 automated emails. It is a no-brainer for schools. They communicate directly with your registered students. They pull information from the system and then communicate with them at the correct time. It really takes a lot off of a chairperson's plate, knowing that they can just click on those emails, and the system is so smart that it knows when to send them and who to send them to. And so it's kind of like a customized email, but it's automated. So that makes it really nice.
Yes, both of those features are really great ones to highlight. One of those emails that Kelly was just talking about was kind of similar to what I was saying with Andrea. We have the event promoter in the toolbox. Those are a little bit more customizable, where you would send those out on your own. And then the ones that Kelly's talking about are these automated emails sent through FundHub. And we have one called Last Call for Donations. And that is perfect for what I was just talking about there with Andrea's point on, like, hey, parents, we only got one day until our fundraiser. Let's get those last minute donations in. So yeah, those are a really good one to point out there. Kind of as far as communications go, another thing that we wanted to bring up here was the dynamic flyers. These are a unique feature that we have in FundHub, where we have a variety of different flyers that will pull information from your event in the system into a flyer, so that you can easily download it via Microsoft Word and be able to just send them out to your email list of parents or teachers or whoever, the audience for the dynamic flyer is. So how can event organizers leverage them to create compelling and eye-catching promotional materials for their fundraisers? Andrea, let's head over to you.
I think the best thing about our dynamic flyers is they are Microsoft Word documents. So if they want to change it, add their event theme, their type of event in there, and they want to customize them just specifically for their event type, then they can do that. I still think the flyers are amazing how they come. So if they don't have time to customize them, they can just use them as is. But a lot of my schools enjoy adding their theme, adding just, a little bit of extra touches just to make it more personalized for their school.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're pulling like the dates, the name of the event, the year, certain different event details, if you will, and then you can download them, edit them, like Andrea said. If your theme is Pokemon, you can add like Pokemon on the flyer and things like that. Right. So as much as they are easy, downloadable, really ready to use once you download them, you can take it as far as you'd like as far as customization goes. So really, really good points there, Andrea.
Just one more thing while we're on that too. You can also
go ahead, Kelly.
Email them directly through the system, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Because you have the capability to email those flyers out, whether it's to your teachers or to your registered participants, your donors at the end, but it does give you an opportunity to, if you want to email directly through the system. So that makes it a little bit easier as well.
Really good point. Exactly. Yes. There are like these set distribution lists where you can send it to, all teachers. Let's say, you've only seen that a couple of your teachers have registered. If you want to really get them excited, you can just easily click all teachers and it'll send to all the teachers that you've uploaded into the system. So really good point there, Kelly. What types of data can organizers on what types of data can organizers access on FundHub? How can they use this information to improve their fundraising strategies? Kelly, what do you think about that?
When I do a tour with schools, I tell them that you have everything that you need to know or would ever want to know within FundHub. Leaderboards, registration reports, donor information, employer match information, you name it, we provide that for you. So a school is definitely one of their favorite features when we work with schools is the past event information as well. And so if you work with us, then following seasons, you can, access previous data. So it takes all the guesswork away. We can look at growth patterns, what's worked. And with changing boards, I think it's really important for us to have that information. You may not know, they may not have kept great records. Once we get you into the system, you can pull up that past event information and we can kind of look and see where you're going to grow and what areas we need to focus on.
Kelly, yes, those are really great points about the data, the information going from year to year. Like you said, with a change in boards, if a fifth grade mom was the president and she just, headed out onto middle school with her kid and, didn't really keep great records or something like that, it's really, really great to have that year over year data at your disposal. So, Andrea, the donation map is a really unique feature, I think. What benefit, and tell us a little bit about the donation map and how that is effective with fundraisers that you've had experience with.
So the donation map is really great in that it's going to give you the number of donations that come in from each state. So you can just glance at it as a whole and see the different colors that the states are according to the number of donations that have come in. Or you can click a little button called View Details to see the totals and that kind of thing. But it's just a really fun tool that the chairperson can use to try and reach that 50-state challenge. Or it also is divided up by classroom so that each class has its own donation map and even each family. So it's a lot of great information for the chairperson to utilize to promote the event, to try and get more donations to come in by each state, or just even on a classroom level as well.
Yeah, I was just going to make a point too to mention that it's not only like a really great thing to track just where your donations are coming from, but even like teachers could use it as a learning tool and be like, hey, this is where we've gotten donations from yesterday. Now let's try for, Michigan and Florida tomorrow. And then, just kind of being able to show the geography as well of, where our donations from in our school are coming from. We've got family and friends all over the world helping and country, supporting our school. So that is a really, really great feature that I think gets not only the parents and teachers and chair people excited, but also the kids.
Right. Good point.
So one of my favorite features in FundHub is something that we implemented last year, and that's the diverse payment options. It was a really big project, but it was something that was necessary as technology changes and the way that people paying is changing. So Kelly, why don't you talk a little bit about our diverse payment options, and does it really make a difference, or is, just Visa, MasterCard, American Express just fine?
No, I would say that having diverse options, payment options, is imperative for schools. Yes. All of our pages are mobile compliant. I would say a huge portion of our families are registering from their cell phones, and most people have payment options connected to their cell phone. So most pay through Apple Pay or Google Pay options. But we've got Venmo, we've got other payment options that are built right into your phone. So if someone doesn't feel secure adding in their credit card information, they can go through those payment options. And anytime that we can make things easier for the donor, it's a win-win.
Right. I mean, really, as kind of a society in general, we're getting to be people where we're like,
True.
oh, I have to get up and get my credit card out. So, that could really make a difference. I mean, that could make a difference between someone donating and somebody not donating. So being able to sorry, go ahead.
No, sometimes when you step away, they don't come back. So having a variety of payment options that are preloaded on your phone, you already have Apple Pay, you already have Google Pay, just makes it a lot easier for donors, more convenient.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Well, girls, we're already getting to the end of the episode here. So I wanted to finish off the episode with one final question here. I'm going to start off with Andrea and then we'll move to Kelly. Could you share a success story or an example where FundHub features made a specific or a significant difference in the outcome of a fundraising event, Andrea?
I have a school in South Florida who always has super competitive parents. Of course, a lot of our schools do. But this basically last year, I received a phone call from a parent who was wanting to see if their child had basically won the top student award. And so I was kind of surprised that the parent was reaching out to me, but I think it was a very big deal, a very big discussion within two different families who were trying to vie for that top position. So the chairperson gave them my number because she was done talking to them and trying to explain what was going on. The great thing with us is we have that reporting system. We have the donations by date. Every single donation that comes in is in real-time information. We have a date timestamp for it. So then I was able to share with her, when those came in, which family won. And I think that really helped out because then I was able to give some support to the chairperson so that the chair doesn't have to worry about dealing with two families arguing about who won.
Yeah. And even on our detailed transaction report, I think it even goes down to the minute. It'll tell you. It really
does.
It'll be oh, this family donated at 11:59 and 30 seconds. Sorry.
And it really was that. It really was within a minute and a half that it switched from family to family. Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I didn't even think about. So really, really good point there. Kelly, how about you?
I would say this past fall, I worked with a school. They had been using another fundraising company. They came to us with hopes of kind of boosting what they were doing and, taking it to the next level, having a little bit more of a user-friendly experience. They were only distributing prizes at the end of their event because it's tough sometimes. And if you're having to do a lot of cross-referencing, it just makes it tough. So the chair was super excited about our incentive tracker. She joked with me and said that if it worked as good as I said it was going to work, that she would be able to distribute prizes daily. And I knew that if I could get her to distribute prizes daily, they would see more donations. As prizes are going out, kids get super excited. She was able to prepare prizes for her school of just over 800 students in about 20 minutes.
Wow.
The students were excited, to get their incentives every day. It really helped with the momentum of their fundraiser. They raised more with us, and I'm super excited to work with them again next fall. So,
yeah, that's a really, really good one too. I mean, like we said at the very beginning, those incentives are what is going to motivate the students. Yes. And I know you can distribute them any way you like, but being able to distribute them daily or even weekly, if you have to, it gives that sense of, oh, well, Johnny got his keychain. I got to go home and tell my mom that I need to raise $20 so that I can get my keychain. So, being able to have that sort of little friendly competition is really super important in being able to hit your fundraising goals. So I'm so glad that you guys were able to join me today and talk about how we can save time, money, and stress for an event organizer through FundHub here at Get Moving Fundraising. We call it the fundraising cheat code. So I'm super excited that, we're going to be able to share this information with different parent and teacher organizations and associations and groups. So I think this is going to be a really, really great episode for everybody to see. I want to thank you both again for joining me today, and we will see you guys next time on the next episode of Fun Hub Radio. See ya.
Yeah.